Hello there. We're back, and this time I watched the right episode. Today we're taking a look at Transformers Generation 1, Episode 7. As I always say, if you're not familiar with G1 Transformers or the general plot, I would recommend checking out the first SMC video just to get a summary of the setup to the show. This episode was written by Donald F. Glut, who we've actually seen before in the episode Divide and Conquer. Keep that in mind, and if you aren't familiar with Glut, check out SMC number 4 where we cover that episode. I'm not recalling any specific similarities between this plot and the other episodes, but let's watch and find out. Season 1, Episode 7, S.O.S. Dinobots. Once again, we open on the Autobot base, a common occurrence at this point, as the Autobots are experiencing tremors. Some assume it must be the work of the Decepticons, because that's pretty much the cause of everything that goes wrong in this show, and the bots pinpoint the source of the tremors to be inside the mountain their ship is in. They carve their way into the rock, stumbling across a cavern. Inside, they discover a group of dinosaur fossils, which grabs their curiosity. We cut to a hydro plant, where we see the Decepticons' evil plan that's causing all these tremors. Actually, apparently they're just gathering some intel. Back to the Autobots already, Hound recreates lifelike images of the dinosaurs with his holograms, and Spike gives the Autobots a little history lesson on the creatures. The bots then get a brilliant idea. Make metal dinosaurs, cause dinos are pretty cool. The schematics are drawn up and we get a little construction montage when we jump back to the Decepticons again. Now we finally get to see what kind of master plan Megatron has in motion that's causing all these tremors from earlier. Wait, they're just getting their plan in motion now? You're telling me they had nothing to do with the tremors from earlier? Wait, so what was that all about then? Anyway, Megatron wants the hydro plant from earlier because he thinks it'll give the cons a perpetual source of energy.
Stark, we need a plan of attack!
I have a plan. Attack.
Switching back to the Autobots, and Jesus, a lot of back and forth, they unveil their new toys, the Dinobots.
Autobots, meet Dinobots!
We've got everyone's favorite, Grimlock, and, the other two. Wheeljack says they deliberately gave the Dinobots small brains to be lore-friendly. The Dinobots then go on a rampage because they're too stupid not to. These things are absolute beasts, pun kinda intended, and can't be stopped. Grimlock blows up Teletran 1. It seems like the whole base is going to be overrun until Wheeljack remembers that he has a magnetic electrolyzer beam thingy who cares-nator, which ultimately stops the Dinobots. You know, maybe you could have done that before the supercomputer got obliterated, but thank you. Ratchet starts repairs on Teletran 1, and Optimus insists the Dinobots are too dangerous to be left active, despite Wheeljack's pleas. The Dinobots are left inactive and buried inside the cave they were found in, while the Decepticons arrive at the hydro plant and begin their assault. Luckily for the humans, they can call up Teletran 1 and wait, shit. To keep an eye out for trouble while the communications are down, Spike and Hound are out on patrol when Hound picks up the cons on his electro radar thingy. Optimus is notified and the Autobots plus Spike all head out for battle, minus Wheeljack and Ratchet who are doing repairs, and Bumblebee because, guarding the base I guess? Over at the hydro plant, the Autobots arrive at a cliff overlooking the area, yet no Decepticons are in sight. Some of them think Hound is just losing it, but then the Decepticons all pop out in an ambush. The Decepticons have the upper hand in the engagement, and so Megatron puts his master plan into effect, which element's actually a pretty solid one. He has Rumble shake up the ground while he overcharges his fusion cannon with the plant's energy, using it to blow off the cliff face the Autobots are on. This sends them tumbling into the river, which normally wouldn't be too bad, but this episode has decided that getting in water messes with your circuits. Bumblebee shows up again, just in time to leave, as he and Spike go warn the others that the bots are in trouble. They say they don't have enough spare men for reinforcements because I guess just some of the other Autobots couldn't make an appearance in this episode. Luckily for them, they have a trio of invincible metal dinosaurs inside their walls, and with a little upgrade to their brain power, they listen to orders now. The Dinobots head out to rescue the others while we see the Decepticons have gathered the Autobots from the river and chained them up. The Decepticons prepare a firing squad, again, to finish the job when suddenly the Dinobots arrive. Megatron and his gang are a bit confused, but not too concerned, as they start opening fire on the new contacts. Wheeljack arrives as well and cripples Megatron with a single concussion thingy. Starscream wastes no time in immediately declaring himself leader, and fortunately for him, the other Decepticons respect this transition of power and follow him into battle. Unfortunately, the Dinobots are still invincible and effortlessly beat down the Decepticons. Wheeljack frees the other Autobots just as Megatron is getting back up, and seeing how things are going, Megatron's signature strategy is totally justified, so the cons retreat. Wheeljack and Bumblebee apologize for breaking orders and bringing back the Dinobots, but Optimus agrees it was the right thing to do. The Dinobots, having proved themselves as reliable and useful, are allowed to remain among the Autobots as their newest members. All's well that ends well. For now at least, because these guys are still very unstable.
I don't detect any Decepticons.
Maybe Hound's got glitch mice in his databanks again.
So that was the introduction of the Dinobots. Well, most of them anyway. I was trying to notice the similarities between this episode and Divide and Conquer, the other one Donald Glut wrote, and I think I could name a few. First, he seems to make Optimus much more important and highly respected than the other episodes do, just through the way that people talk about him, and I think he likes to use Wheeljack more as well. There's also a motif of Megatron having some big plan to turn the tide against a group of Autobots, but that's a bit broader and could just be a coincidence. Also, keep in mind the writers aren't the only ones making the decisions in these episodes, but in a show like this, I would say that they probably have the most influence in each episode, and particularly with character dialogue, which is what Donald uses to elevate Optimus more so than the other episodes. Let me know if you picked up on any other similarities too, because I'm sure you could dig some more out. Anyways, with all that said, leave a like if you liked the video, leave a dislike if you hate freedom and puppies, and comment down below either way. I hope you all enjoyed. Have a great week.